Hey everyone, if you're looking to bring your resin to a glass-like finish without using stuff like urethane on it, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you the tips and tricks on how to bring this to that glass-like finish. So stick around because this build starts right now. So if you recall in video 3, we sanded this down to 1000 and then we popped the grain several times in between to ensure that it would be perfect if it ever gets wet. Now, one thing you'll notice is after you sand to 1000, although the resin looks great, it's got a haze to it. If you could see that reflection off of the light there. So that haze really, it's taking away the beauty from it. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of that haze and it'll be like glass. And what I do is I use the Paste Heavy Cut compound right there. There it is. And what's great about this, it's going to polish the board, but it does have a very light abrasive in it. And this abrasive is going to remove that haze on the board. And it's going to shine like exactly like the paint of a car, of a new car. What we're going to do is I'm going to first start by putting some down here. Then I'm going to take my Makita buffer right there and I'm going to put some of it on the actual pad as well. Okay, so what I'll do is just put a dab here. Boy, it doesn't want to come out. There we go. Okay. So there we go, several. Okay, several dabs of it on there. All right, so I'm gonna change the camera angle and I'll show you how to polish it. So here we go. Here's the board. What I'm gonna do is I have it on the first speed. This is a variable speed buffer, and so I got it on 1 right now because if you put it on high, it's just gonna fling that resin all over the place. So let's dab this all around. Don't worry about getting it on the wood, it's not a big deal. There we go, and I'm just gonna start lightly, and I'm not pushing down on the actual buffer. Let the buffer's weight do all the work for you. So we've done this now for about, what, 2-3 minutes, and already the shine is coming through. Like, that is already a million times better for just 2 or 3 minutes. Look at that. Look at now how the light is starting to bounce off that. But as for me, it's not done. I am literally going to spend probably a half an hour buffing this board. Now, one thing to know is this. When you're buffing, do not keep the buffer in one spot. You don't want to heat up the resin and then start melting it. So make sure you're constantly moving it slowly and you're addressing every area. Now, as I mentioned before, it has a cutting compound that will actually remove minor scratches. So if I look closely, I could see some, not scratches, but just fine lines. Probably that the sandpaper didn't quite get 100%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep buffing this until they're all gone, and then it will be glass and it will look amazing. So to do that, we're going to add a little more compound. We're going to open it first, increase the speed a little bit, and then we're going to go. So first we'll start off on 1 again just to get this compound all over the place and not all over me, and possibly the camera. I did level 2 on my buffer, and I took about 10 minutes here for sure, if not more. And look at this now shine. Look at it. Look how the light here, you could see the lights overhead. You could start to see the separation and everything. I'm not 100% happy with it. I am going to flip the board because I tend to stay to my left side more, and this side is actually looking perfect, but this side I could see needs a little bit more attention. Perfection. I'm telling you, there it is. Took me about 20 minutes of buffing, and look at the board. Look, it's hard to wait up. Try to get that angle for. Oh, there it is. There's the lights above. Look at that. And I am telling you, all that haze is gone. It is absolutely perfect. And on that note, no urethane on it, no chemicals, no oil that they put on, and then eventually you wash it off and it may not look as good. This is buffed. This is the way it's going to look unless you scratch it. But absolutely perfect. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to wipe down this board and we're going to put the finisher on it so we can put the legs on, the feet on the bottom, and finish it 100%. So stick around. I did not buff the bottom. I don't bother doing that. No one's going to really see it anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to start to apply the food safe finish, and I am using the Osmo top oil, and this is food safe, so we can add it to a board. It will protect it. It's, in my opinion, a much better and longer lasting finish than like an oil and beeswax. So this is what I prefer. So we're just going to put a bit down. We don't need a lot. Okay, we're going to spread it around. I just use my hands. I don't like putting it on the wood, on the resin, sorry, because the resin doesn't soak anything in. It's plastic, right? So it's only the wood that's really taking advantage of this product. So I technically, I'll just, if there's some extra here, run it onto the resin, but it doesn't, I don't expect it to last. And like I said, I don't really care about buffing the bottom. I mean, hey, if a customer wants the bottom buffed, I do it. But in all honesty, for me, it's all about the wood. So what I'm going to do now is I got the coat on it now. I'm going to let it sit for now 20 minutes and then come back and buff it off with a towel. So it's been about 20-30 minutes, and I could see that the top oil has all absorbed in. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a wipe off. Give it a rub down a little bit. Make sure there's nothing left on that doesn't need to be left on. Now, know this, they say that you can never take too much off, but you can leave too much on. And I gotta admit, I had an issue with that here once. Somebody was here working away. Some person wanted to try making a board, a friend of mine, and they put it on and they forgot about it, and they didn't wipe it down after 20-30 minutes. Actually, it stayed like that for a week, and basically we had to resand and remove any of the excess from the sanding and then reapply. So now I know what it's like, although I've never had that issue personally, because I apply it, wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then just give it a rub off, and there it is, gone. Since the bottom is now finished, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put some feet on it. So for me, I went ahead and I bought these. They're from Amazon. Before we start, I want to make a mark where I want them. I basically usually put them in about an inch in, so around here somewhere, and then an inch in this way, which is right there. So right here I'm going to put it, and for here I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, one last thing, of course, the finish for the top. So if you're planning on making these boards for profit, if you want to get into a business, I've sold countless of them. I have several orders for a lot more. So I'll be stuck down here for the next couple of weeks just making boards. But I always say that when I'm making these boards, the money is in your resin. When that resin looks like a glass finish and there's not a mark on it, there's not a swirl mark of any kind, people will be willing to pay for that quality. There you go. There. Final one. I'm going to let that sit again 20 minutes. We're going to come back. We're going to give it a buff. And that's it. So it's been about 20-25 minutes, probably even 30, since we laid down this top oil from Osmo. And we're just gonna wipe it off and give it a little bit of a buff by hand, which you don't need much. Once it's all off, it's pretty much good. But so what I typically do when I'm working on the top layer is I'll have one rag where I'm removing as much of the Osmo as I can, and then the other rag, which is in my left hand there, I will actually try to buff with it so that this way there isn't too much oil on this rag. So that looks good. Now what I'm going to do is that new towel that I had from before, put it down, put the side on it, just give it a, just get my edges good. Then we're going to just take this little rag here and just wipe off the Osmo that went on the actual resin. Take the new rag, just wipe it off. Oops. There we go. That is it. We are finished, and look at that. Just gorgeous. And this is how you get your resin to shine like glass. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.